Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm the mechanic.
And I'm the test driver.
And you're watching only TT02. Today, I'm going to show you guys a few tips and tricks that I'm using for the Poor Boys Speed Run Challenge. Now, I wasn't a contestant in last year's challenge. So for 2023, they decided to go with the TT02, and that was just calling my name. I had to jump in. I'm not going too crazy when it comes to any of the upgrades, but I am doing a lot of things different that I'm pretty sure some of you guys would like to, steal a few of these, which I don't mind at all. Let's start with the gearing. Now, to me, it doesn't really offer too much when it comes to spur gears. So I went for a 63 tooth spur off of a different Tamiya kit that fits perfect with this adapter. And when it comes to the pinion, I went for a 28 tooth. So what I did do is lower that down to, I think it's on the 23 hole, maybe the 24. But it meshes up perfectly and there's really no gap. I'm perfectly centered on that. That's tip number one. Next little tip, just a small tip, I guess, is I like to throw a little rubber O-ring inside of this cup here for the center shaft. Same on the other side. It makes sure that shaft does not wobble with high speeds, so this thing is sturdy and secure. When it comes to next, I guess, going along the same lines is the suspension. For the front suspension, I used a softer oil, so these things move a little bit more freely. And for the back suspension, I have a much heavier oil, so these are much more dampened. Reason being, I know that this is going to be hitting a lot more rocks and high speeds, and this is going to be taking less of the impact. So I want this to be stiffer and this to have a lot more play when it comes to my high speeds. Also, when it comes to high speeds, I want to make sure I can reach those high speeds, as in literally able to reach the car and it won't go out of range. So we're using an aircraft transmitter and receiver. This gives me a longer antenna, and as we all know, aircrafts go far in the sky. I want to make sure this thing has a lot of distance to play with. One other little tip is I threw a gyroscope in there, and I have it turned down way down. I don't want this thing compensating too much, but when it's going on high speeds and these wheels start to wobble a little bit, I want to make sure this is helping keep my car straight. So that's going to be a nice little addition. When it comes to tires, I'm going to go foam. And this is going to be my first time running foam tires, but from my experience with the rubber, they expand and they balloon up big time, which starts to affect the contact that you have with the road. I kind of gave this a bench test and these don't move at all. So I think this is going to be the best option for us. Now, power-wise, I know we're able to use a 3S LiPo, so that's what I went with. And I went with the highest discharge rate, so C rating. I'm at 120 for the C, 11.1 volts, and what's the capacity on this thing? I don't really have a, big old numbers right there. So we're gonna do a 1, maybe 2 runs before the battery starts to die out on us. But I want to try and keep this thing as lightweight as possible. We're going brushless. I want to make sure we hit some good speeds. So I believe this is a 4300 kV motor and a 60 amp ESC. We can go much higher. I don't think it's needed. And for the body, we decided to do something just a little bit different. Yeah. TT02 doesn't really offer this one, but we decided to use this just for aerodynamics and just to be a little different. Has that purple eyes and purple underglow, so we'll see how this thing looks. Nice part is I have it on right now, so I want to show you guys what it can do. Do a little bench test real quick. So, steering. Not only that, Has a gyroscope too. So let's give her a little bit of throttle. Oof. Yeah, I think this thing is gonna fly. All right, this thing has some power behind it, and I can't wait to get it on the road. I know test driver's gonna have some fun with it, man. What do you think?
I'm nervous and also excited.
You're nervous and excited. Why nervous? What's to be nervous about?
Maybe because the first time we went on the purple car, there's a hole.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad of a hole though. I think this one will do better. You want me to do it instead?
Yes.
All right, I'll do it instead. I guess me and cameraman are gonna switch roles for this one, and I'm gonna be the test driver this time. Well, guys, till next week.
See ya.
See ya.